My brothers and sisters, you are now watching The Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Oh my god, dude, look at this. This is amazing, bro.
My brothers and sisters, in today's video, I wanted to talk about this Oculus. I don't like that name, the Oculus. How do you come up with that name, Oculus? I guess it's better than naming it the Ouya. That joke, oh god. You want to talk about irrelevant? Anyways, I'm sorry. The Oculus virtual reality headset, which everyone seems to be talking about right now. Every which way you look, Oculus, octopus. Oculus virtual reality headset seems to be the talk of the town right now. After the move that happened yesterday, people are really starting to, pay more attention to this thing. I've been, paying some attention to it. I'm still real skeptical into seeing how this thing turns out, but at the same time, very interested, and I'm really intrigued by this thing, but I'm real skeptical at the same time, But yesterday, Facebook said, you know what? We have to get them now before they blow up, okay? We will buy that for $2 billion, please. Thank you very much. Facebook bought Oculus for $2 billion. And it kind of makes you wonder, why? What? Like the first time I seen that, I was like, Facebook bought what? Why? I still to this day I don't know what exactly they plan on doing with Oculus Facebook, but hey, I guess you gotta stay relevant. I don't know. I'm still interested in seeing what Facebook is going to do with it. I don't know. But they dropped $2 billion on this thing. You don't simply have companies dropping $2 billion on something that thinks it won't have a future. Obviously, a lot of people, including Facebook, thinks that the Oculus VR headset has a future, that it could possibly be the next big thing in gaming, and heck, maybe the next big thing in just technology in general. The Oculus VR headset seems to be, somewhat an advancement in how we play games. Whether whatever you think about it, it does seem to be an advancement. I've never used it for myself, so I'm just talking, but I have heard people say that it's a great experience, but at the same time I've heard people say that, listen, this won't be the primary way to play games. Trust me on that. I'm sticking to my control. So you have two sides of people, for this thing, and for some people that's not really for this thing. So what the topic of this video is going to be about is, will the Oculus virtual reality headset turn out to be a gimmick, or really will this thing turn out to be the next big thing in gaming? This isn't the first time we've seen something like this, to where a company has tried to integrate a new way in how we experience playing games. We've seen what Nintendo did with the original Wii, which turned out to be hugely successful. People are saying, oh my god, it is so hard to find a freaking PlayStation 4 right now. Are these things like freaking extinct? You think it's hard to find a PlayStation 4? When that original Wii came out, not that Wii U, but when that original Wii came out, no lie, maybe a year and a half in, I never seen these things in stores. Seeing a Wii in stores back in the day was like opening up a pack of Pokemon cards and getting a holographic Charizard. Like, you can't find a Wii anywhere, okay? So, but we've seen what they did with the Wii, and I think because how the Wii was so successful, Microsoft said, you know what? Let's make Kinect. And Kinect is never really, I still don't think Kinect has taken off how Microsoft envisioned it. And then we go to the PlayStation Move. Really? I don't think that took off how Sony envisioned, the PlayStation Move taking off. But we've seen, this isn't the first time we've seen, like a new way in how we experience games. You know, the Oculus VR headset, even though I'm not too much of a fan of the design of it, but the Oculus VR headset, you know, if this thing turns out being big, you know, this thing will definitely be, you know, I'm not sure this will ever become the primary way into how we play games. I just don't think having something strapped to your face for that long, I think that jump will mess with your eyes after a while. I just don't never see something like that becoming the primary way of playing games. But again, I've never used it. So again, I'm just talking. But I guess the question to you guys is, do you think that the Oculus VR headset will become more of a gimmick, or will this thing actually take off? Like maybe 2 or 3 years from now, will we be like, oh my God, do you have a Oculus yet? No? What the frick are you doing with your life? And like, will this thing take off like that to where everyone has to have a Oculus VR headset? You know, leave comments or a video. Well, you can't even leave video responses no more. God dang, YouTube, you suck. Anyway, no, but leave comments, I guess. The Oculus VR headset. I'm real interested. And Facebook, I don't know what you plan to do, but do you, my brother, do you.